guys, it's Kate, and today I'm here to do both the February wrap-up and also my March TBR. Now, February was a bad reading month for me. I got sick, and then there was some intent to travel, and then there was no traveling, and then there was organizing visas for my convention that I'm going to in April. It was like a bit helter-skelter. So the first book I was supposed to read was Goddess the Blade by Lauren Dane, and I didn't get past the first 5 pages. I just couldn't engage with the book, and I just can't reason why. I mean, it's paranormal romance, and I like that. It's got some supernatural elements. I love that. It's got a kick-ass heroine. I like that. Didn't like the book. So, I don't know. Maybe I was just in a funny, mood this month. So, I'm going to give it another try another month. But I needed to move on, so I did. The next book I read was Demon from the Dark by Kresley Cole, which I am only like 39 or something pages into it, but I adore it. I just haven't had time because it was the last book I tried to read, but it was really good. It's been a while since I've actually read the Immortals After Dark series, so for a second there I was a bit confused of what was going on and all the different factions and stuff, but it was really helpful that she has like that entire glossary or index at the front of the book so that you can kind of get a sense what each faction represents and what supernatural group is in which faction. So it was easier to pick up than I thought it would be, and I was totally engaged, even though I only read a chapter or two from each character's point of view. And I like Malcolm, who has been turned into a Venom, and him kind of having some serious betrayal issues, which leads to his him killing. I assume he killed him, but I'm not sure. So his best friend slash the one guy who took a chance on him and told him, wish for a better life for yourself and go for it. And so I'm kind of looking forward to finishing that when I get some time. And so the next book I was supposed to read was Chase by Violet Walker, and I did not like this book at all. I didn't get very far into it, but this time it was a matter of the writing. I felt like the book was supposed to be from Chase's point of view, and for the most part it was, but for some reason there was a lot of head hopping where I got to hear other characters' points of view, and he comes from a big family. I think they're the 4 brothers plus the dad, and then there's the secretary who's supposed to be his love interest in the book, and in one scene they're all together and I'm hearing the thoughts, the personal thoughts of each character, and it just got to be too overwhelming and I just couldn't keep up with it. And then it was also written, because there was so much head hopping, it also made the book seem like it was more of an outline of a book rather than a fully fledged developed story in and of itself, which was a bit disappointing because I'm a big fan of Christina Lauren's Beautiful Bastards series, which also has that whole taboo boss secretary feel in the first book of the series. So I was kind of looking forward to trying out something along that vein by a different author, and it just didn't really work out. The other book I was supposed to read was The Girl in 6E. This was another book I couldn't make it past the first chapter. I think the problem with this book was that she doesn't interact with people much because she spends most of her time in her room because she's afraid to leave her room because, well, she kind of wants to put a lid on her murderous tendencies. And unfortunately for me, what I really, really, really adore about reading books is seeing the interaction between the characters and how the different relationship dynamics as they go along, and how as a character develops within themselves, how that impacts their interactions with the other characters. So it kind of left me in this void where I just couldn't connect to the main character, and then there was nothing else going on that could quite hook me to stick around to see if her character development as the book progresses was interesting enough. So overall, I attempted to read all 4 books. I only really liked one. The others, like I said, I'll give Goddess of Blade another try. This will probably be the 3rd time I'm trying to start it. Some other time when I'm in a happier mood and less busy, but it's not looking so good for it. Now that that's all wrapped up, I am really excited for my books for March. So this month, obviously, I will be finishing Demon for the Dark, but I'll also be reading the next book in the Immortals After Dark series, which is Dreams of a Dark Warrior. And then I also intend on reading The Lovely Mercy by Shelley Bell, and I got this was an arc I got last year at the Romantic Times Book Lovers Convention, and so I'm kind of looking forward to reading this because it's another one of those white collar themed books, and I think that's really in contemporary right now. And I really love the cover because it's like black and white, and then there's like that splash of yellow, which I think is very graphic. And you know, I'm not a big fan of covers, but that one was pretty dope. It's what made me choose it because well, it's from a new author, but also it's a contemporary, which, like I said, I'm trying to get more of these days and try to move a little away from paranormal because I'm like addicted to that right now. And then the last book I wanted to read was kind of playing catch up on series this month as well, is Protecting His Pride by Amber Kell, which comes from the Supernatural Mates series, I think, and I think it's book 7 or something like that. And I really enjoyed the first 6 books in the series. They're really short, but they're really cute, and I think they're a fun read. And I think after last month having like really lots of novels and like really full-length books, that something short and fun would be a bit more up my alley. I'm a bit worried because it hasn't gotten very good reviews on Goodreads, so but you know what, I'll give it a try. I find that like Amber Kell has like really good books that I'm like addicted to and reread like a lot, like her Planetary Submissive series, which I reread like at least every 3 months. And then sometimes she has these books where I'm like, I like the first book, I like the second book, but I'm not liking these subsequent ones, like her Moonpack series, which I adore the first book, but I kind of stopped by the time she got like, okay, I've read them, but I don't remember, they're not as memorable, I should say, as the first books in the series. So I'm wondering if that's where this series is going to, which is a bit disappointing. But like I said, she has a lot of standalones and a lot of other series that have been like really stellar. So you know what? I'll give it a try. Anyway, so that's it for this month. We'll see how I go. I'm going to try really hard to take a lot more time for my reading because I feel like I've kind of deserted it a little bit. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. If you guys have any comments about last month's books, especially what you thought about The Girl in 6E, let me know. If you really liked The Girl in 6E, what you thought about the whole having her not interact with many people over the course of the book because of her murderous tendencies. And let me know if you've read any of the books on my to be read list for this month. And don't forget to subscribe. All right, see you guys later. Bye.